Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gita Marie. We are in December, officially Christmas, holiday, cozy vibes, and I have been asked to be more cozy. I am not very good at being cozy. Like, the biggest project I'm taking on this month is a PFAS deep dive. Like, so festive. So I want to try and cram some festive content into this platform, like, even if it kills me. That's not what we're doing today though. Today is an anti-haul. The main reason being that we consume so much stuff, generally speaking. That's a general statement. But during December, we spend even more money on even more useless stuff. And sometimes we get sort of caught up in the moment and in the vibe, in the mood, and we buy something without really thinking if this is wise or necessary or useful. If you fall into this trap, this isn't necessarily just your fault. Like, obviously we can be more critical, yada yada, but we can also get caught up in the moment because there are millions and millions of resources going into making us spend money on buying useless shit. One of the things that I see both like big corporations doing as well as influencers with Amazon links doing is creating this false sense of urgency. Damn, do I see a lot of Amazon must-haves that you need to buy right now before they're sold out kind of things. Almost like we're trying to get people to spend money without even thinking, whilst also selling them the idea that the perfect Christmas is something that you can acquire with monetary resources. So today I have gathered some must-haves, some products that I won't be buying this December, and then I will give you my alternatives, what you can do instead to be a little bit productive, to make this not just be complaining, but to try and actually help you guys out with something. Let's get into it. First of all, this is a slide for your KitchenAid. I put this into the holiday episode because we're baking cookies, and this is one of the things that I actually really appreciate about the holidays. You start to prioritize making things from scratch because it's special, like you spend time on making something for yourself or for your friends and family. That's a good thing. Even those like low consumption traditions, some people will find ways of monetizing. So this is a slide for your KitchenAid that supposedly will make it easier to put the ingredients into your KitchenAid. Now, I personally don't mind a little bit of mess. I will just clean it up afterwards. I feel like that's fine too. So this is one of those things where you're creating a problem, then you're creating the solution. So anyone who has like a food processor, like a KitchenAid or any kind of machine to mix your batter for you, also don't actually need that, but it can be really handy. I will give it that. I also have one secondhand, love it a bit. So you're sort of playing into a very well-known phenomenon that is ingredients going everywhere when you're trying to put something in and you haven't turned off the machine. I see the problem that this product is trying to solve. However, the problem is tiny. And does it need an entire product to fix? I don't think so. You can either slow the speed on the machine, I know, or turn it off, I know. Don't go into the rabbit hole that is stuff for your KitchenAid because you will literally never be done. IKEA has a new winter holiday collection for 2025 and it all looks like absolute garbage. So the thing is, we don't need to buy new holiday decor every single year. We don't. If you bought holiday decor last year or 10 years ago, or you inherited it, use that every year. Like, we don't need to be trendy or up to date with Christmas decor. I feel like one of the cornerstones of Christmas traditions are that we use the same things. Like, that's what makes it a tradition. Yes, there is absolutely people that do not have Christmas decorations yet, and they do need to buy them at some point. You can buy them secondhand. Actually, there are plentifully available. But I do understand that, like, in order for you to have had them for 10 years, you will need to buy them at some point. And maybe that some point is now for you. That also makes sense. Purchase something that is not so time specific. Sometimes we will find things super appealing because they're really trendy or like tapping into aesthetics and vibes that are very current. And that will feel off maybe next year or in 5 years, definitely in 10 years. IKEA also has a track record of greenwashing. I have a whole video about IKEA specifically because yikes, from making their own less effective certifications than the actually established certifications to just telling people that they're using recycled material when in fact, so I'm tapping you out. You don't need to be up to date on the 2025 holiday decor collections. I see fake garlands from Amazon being promoted to consumers every single year. And there are several issues here. This is one of those plastic things that I cannot get behind. But is it more sustainable to buy the real deal? Well, that depends on a lot of different variables, depending on where you live and what you have access to, depending on if this is something you use year after year or if you buy cheap versions that break really easily and never repair them, or if you simply buy them once to not use them again. If you buy a fake Christmas tree, fake garlands, this kind of stuff, and you reuse it year after year, around, I think it's around the 5-year mark, but correct me if I'm wrong. I have a whole video where I go over this, so I'll link that down below. It's sort of a, what's more sustainable, a fake Christmas tree or a real Christmas tree, and the same logic applies. So after having used it a couple of years, the impact of it has sort of redeemed itself. Does that make sense? There are options where the real deal is more sustainable, but it depends on where you live, because the emissions from shipping real garlands or real Christmas trees halfway across the world is not very sustainable. I live in Denmark, where the climate is so that we grow our own Christmas trees. I can actually look at some right outside my window. So that would be more sustainable than buying something that was fake. If I were to buy something that was fake, I also don't think I would gravitate towards the fake looking plastic things. I see how it's Christmassy, but if this kind of greenery doesn't grow near you, I don't think it makes sense to use. That is my personal opinion. I think it looks really tacky, which is again, personal opinion. For many years, I've had like a fake Christmas tree, which has sort of just been a Christmas tree sculpture in wood. I'll insert some pictures, because if you've been here for more than a year, you've probably seen it. I got that secondhand and I've used it for 5 or 6 years. Redeemed itself many times. I guess before I even purchased it secondhand. There isn't a one right way to do this. It all depends on where you live, or like where you're getting it from, how you maintain it, and how long you own it for, how much you use it. That being said, I do not like the look of fake garlands, like trying to get that sort of vibe using plastic products. I think it's okay, girl, you do you. I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. This can be done sustainably. I probably wouldn't support Amazon either way. As with many things when it comes to sustainability, there isn't a one way fits all. It all depends. Okay, can I share a hot take with you? Overusing bows as decorations for Christmas is a trend that we're seeing, especially so in 2025. I think it was last year, the fussy beige and brown ornaments were all the rage, and they are very time specific. No one is gonna think that's cute in 5 years, mark my words. And I feel like overusing bows for Christmas tree toppers as decorations everywhere, the overuse, because bows has always been a part of it, like it's the bow and the gift, etc., etc. Overusing it is also very time specific, and to me, completely void of any personality. This is an anti-haul based on the fact that I think this is so soulless. And also, the thing that makes it soulless to me, buying bows on Amazon. Have you noticed that the pattern here is just that these anti-haul videos are just Amazon hate videos? If you've noticed that, you're correct. But if we are going the soulless overuse of bow route, why not go to a local craft store, support a local shop, buy a fuck ton of ribbon and make the bows yourself? Or go to a thrift store and get fabric. Like, there are other ways of going about this than just going on Amazon and buying a pre-made bow. A bow is not a difficult thing to make. Like that, hot take. But that's me. Let me know what you think down below. When it comes to how we prefer things to look, there's no one right answer. It's a little bit wrong. Mine is right. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think down below. Okay, we are tapping into pet peeve territory again, specific holiday related pet peeves. But this is still an Amazon hate video. They are combined. I hate that. So I hate with a burning passion any Christmas lights that are not light golden. They need to be light golden. They need to have a warm light. They cannot be blue or white with a cool tint. They cannot have different colors. They cannot change color. They cannot change flickering pattern. They cannot turn on and off or like do show anything. They can, no, that might be the only place where I am like thoroughly conservative. They can only be warm, light, golden. Anything else, I am already close to making a petition to get someone's Christmas lights turned off, and that is like 2 steps away from being a Karen. But I think it is such an affront to my eyes. I hate the look of it. I think it is so tacky. I think it is not fun at all. I think it ruins the whole Christmas vibe. Let me know what you think. What are your opinions on Christmas lights? Like, what do you have preferences? I am so relieved that the communal Christmas lights in the little town that I moved to. They are light golden, so cute, so lovely. Because the town right next to me, they have like these blue icicles hanging from every light pole. You have been stopped. I'm anti-hauling all this bullshit. You don't need this bullshit. Okay, I do understand the idea of wanting Christmas lights though. It's not necessarily the most sustainable thing in the world. These cords, the light cords, are not made to last, and I've never met anyone who has had the same ones for many years. They break, and when one bulb breaks, it's difficult to repair it. It's not a very good product overall. We have some now that are solar charged, which is pretty neat, but it's still not a perfect solution because they will ultimately become e-waste though, which is really frustrating. If you have any ideas on how to upcycle them, how to repair them, if you've seen anyone that sort of used these old materials for something else, let me know, because I am very keen on hearing what we can actually do here, because I don't want to be a complete Grinch and say no lights, no lights. I just want them pretty. Okay, this is the last thing, and then I promise I will leave you guys alone. These are also an Amazon must-have for winter, and I feel like we're just starting to use the word must-have about any little small quirky thing. In reality, there are so few things that are actually must-haves, and these glove warmers, hand warmers are not it. They're rechargeable, which is, nice, otherwise we just have a single-use product, but these are not made to last. Saying without knowing shit about them, obviously. And there are other options. For instance, and this is something that it's a hill I will die on, get good quality mittens or gloves. Get something that is not made from acrylic or nylon or polyester. That doesn't warm you at all. I'm either using a pair of leather gloves I got from my grandmother when I turned 18, so I had them for a really long time. I'll use them until they literally fall apart. Or you can find materials in thrift stores, find something that is vintage if you don't want to buy it from new, or support small artisan craftspeople that make something. Just buy something in good quality that will keep you warm. Then you don't need electric hand warmers. I assume unless you live in really extreme climates, then I can't really speak for you. Denmark is very tempered. Sometimes we get piss cold winters, but we will manage, but like -10, -15, right? So I'm privileged in that regard. There are people that are dealing with far lower temperatures than me. And this was my Grinch moment. I will be back with some holiday decoration making very soon, because we have a lot of sprouts outside that I really want to use. So there will also be zero waste holiday good vibes, and you can also go on my website and my Instagram, where I have a sustainable gift guide for 2027 that also includes tons of ideas for homemade gifts, experiences, and also some really cool eco brands here and there. But we're working with a wide variety. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you are anti-hauling this holiday season and write it down below. Let's complain together. This is a safe space. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. Take really good care of yourselves. Until then, bye.